All right, welcome back for episode 3 of the Dirt to Daytona Wednesday Night Track Walk. I am your host, as always, Joshua Temple. I'm here with Mr. Jason Nepper.
How's it going, Mr. Josh?
It's going great. And sadly, we do not have our third wing, Devin Bradley, here tonight. But he is here in spirit, and I'm sure he'll be watching. So, again, I want to thank everyone for coming back for episode 3. We have a couple things to go over with this. Track releases that came out for, of course, NASCAR 25. Also, we are going to be providing our schedules out for everybody to see. But before we dive into all that, we do have some special guests here tonight. Returning for his second time, Jimbo Lake.
Thanks for having me back, Josh. I appreciate it. It's
No,
always good to be in here and chit chat with you guys and talk about the upcoming season.
yeah, I appreciate it. We had a great time with you last weekend. We're happy to have you back for 2 weeks in a row.
Absolutely.
All right. And he isn't our only guest. Our second guest tonight, Mr. Michael Winters,
How's it going, fellas?
Mr. TikTok page himself. He runs our TikTok
Yes, sir.
page, so he makes all the stuff over there, and Mike's a really big help. But Mike, tell the viewers about yourself. You know how long you've been in the league, how you found it. Let me hear about it.
I've been in the league for going on my third season. This season six will be my third season. I came over from the Woo side of things, the World of Outlaws. I am also the captain of the Draft Assassins, and yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with it.
And we're glad to have you here tonight, there, Mike. We wish you were here for the teams last week, but we're happy to have you here. So thank you for showing up and being part of the show tonight.
Hey,
Nothing but
thank
kind words was said about you there, Mike.
you. Yeah, I know.
Uh, all right, and special guest number 3 tonight, Mr. Chad Weatherington.
What's happening, guys?
Welcome to the show. We're happy to have you. Tell the
Glad
viewers
to be
about
here.
yourself. Let me hear about it. How'd you find the league, etc. Let's go.
Honestly, I could say that I don't remember how I found the league. I just know it's through Facebook. Landed on Dirt to Daytona, first time ever. New to the game, new to racing. Um, Thought I did fairly well, and I'm excited for season 6.
We did see a lot of improvement from the Xfinity series. And you went from starting to like mid to backpack, and you were running top 5. And then when we did the truck series, I mean, by far, I was a little blown away. I was like, oh, he's driving. He knows how to drive good. And we always want people that can run up front. So we're glad to have you.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the truck series because I did beat out Big Mike. Came in second.
Oh, before we move on, I also have to say this. Mike forgot to include he's a 3-time, yes, 3-time winner of the Tough Luck Award. Mike, you should have told the viewers that. They would have really enjoyed that. If you guys need to see it, go back and watch the championship and the award
I am
ceremonies.
I'm a two-time Tough Luck Award winner, and I am a one-time Most
3.
Improved Driver.
Nope, 3.
Oh, okay, all right.
All right, let's move on to special guest number 4 tonight, Dale Wolfie.
How's everybody doing? Thanks for having me, Josh.
Wolfie, we are very happy to have you here. Same thing with you. Tell the viewers about yourself, how you got into the league. Let's hear it.
I've been 2 seasons with D2D. I'm pretty sure that Nat recruited me, brought me over, tried out from dirt. He was had a league going on with a couple of guys that was good.
Don't you
As I
put
say,
that
the
bad
rest is
juju
the
on me,
rest.
Ricky Bobby.
The rest is history. So great group of guys we got here, and I enjoy every bit of it.
And Woofy, you are one of the 24 winners of a cup race, and you won it in style. So yeah, we're glad to have you. I mean, you again, you are another consistently top 5, top 10 driver, and we'd love to see it. So we're happy to have you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And the last one for tonight, last guest, I promise, Justin Watson.
Thanks for having me, Josh. How you guys doing?
We are doing great. Thanks for showing up. Same to you. Tell everyone about yourself. You know how you got involved with us. Let's hear what you got.
I joined Josh's league through Facebook post. Wound up running the first place National Autoglass Xfinity Series. Wound up with a couple top tens, including a runner-up finish at Michigan this past season. And looking forward towards the new game in general.
And we're very curious to see how you're going to do with this next game, as well as everybody else. I mean, like it's been mentioned multiple times, everyone's going to be on a level playing field, and this is really going to show some interesting things for everybody learning the cars and stuff. So, Justin, we're happy to have you. Thanks for being a part of it. Without further ado, let me stop my talking and bring Nep in. Nep Dog, the floor is yours.
First thing, Josh, thank you for having me as part of this thing. I enjoy it every week. Man, your beautiful voice, you can talk all you want. But anyways, this week on Garage Topic with Nep, we're going to talk about tracks in the game. You can't have the game if you ain't got tracks, right? We're also going to discuss the packages that you can get for this game. So a lot of stuff to get, to cover. When we get to the tracks, we're going to do a little round table with our guests tonight. Get kind of feedback from them as well. So without further ado, let's get started. First thing first, let's talk about how can you get this game. We run on the PS5. So there's two methods of getting this game. There's a gold edition and a standard edition. The gold edition, which is going to run you $79.99, where the standard edition would run you $59.99, and you can get a season pass that runs you $24.99. And if you look on the chart, you see with the gold edition, it's safe to say about 90% of people are going to get the gold edition. I mean, because with the gold edition, you get the season pass, all the stuff that comes with the season pass. Which, if you're a career mode person, that's going to be right up your alley. You get 72 hours of early access. You get 5,000 career bonus dollars, 50 career rep points. You get 3 additional paint schemes, the cover drivers, and of course you get the base game. You get VIP employees. You'll get 10,000 career bonus dollars. So if you get the gold edition, you're actually going to end up with 1,500 career bonus dollars, which, if you played any racing games in the past, that can be key on how quick you can excel on the career mode aspect. You also get another 1,000 rep points. You'll also get 3 DLC packs featuring 230 paint schemes and fire suits. So, the best bet for the bang for your dollar would be going with the gold pack. Now, if you're on a little tight budget and all that, and you can always go with the standard edition, which would get you, you won't get the 72-hour early access, which is going to give you a disadvantage, because I know a lot of people but they're going to go ahead and get this game as soon as it comes available, so that they can get that early access, so they can get on the game, get the feel for the cars and all that. But
Nep,
you're still going to get, yeah.
I don't want to cut you off or anything, but just looking at these prices versus what we've been seeing with other games in this one, honestly, it's not a bad price guide. I mean, regardless, if you buy the gold edition, you get the season pass for $5 off. So you get
Right.
everything included. And plus you get extra stuff when you order that gold edition versus buying the standard and getting the season pass. So if you had the money, I mean, 100% go for that gold edition. It's going to be the best, like you said, bang for your buck, and it definitely is going to be worth it. So yeah, back to you, Nip.
No problem. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, one thing we've learned from, the ones that came from World of Outlaw, getting the season pass, having that season pass helps out, because if you have the season pass and they do a DLC of updated tracks and all, which we'll discuss that might be in this game,
Hmm.
you know, if you got that gold edition and you got, with the season pass, you're already going to get those tracks.
Hmm.
Where if you just go out and get the standard edition, you know, when those if they drop new tracks, you're going to be left in the dust.
Hmm.
So, realistically, if you got to search through your couch cushion, um, radio lady's purse, whatever the case may be, find that extra, $20 and just go ahead and get the gold edition, guys. I mean, I know which one I'm going to be getting.
Amen.
Uh, but you know, but with that being said, let's get to what we came here to talk about, and that's, you know, what is coming to NASCAR 25 presented by iRacing. The tracks where legends are made and chumps retire. you know, come come with us as we explore the tracks coming to NASCAR 25. Um, of course, with all NASCAR games, you're going to have your usual typical, returning tracks, ones that are iconic to all NASCAR games, starting with, and we're just going to go, I'm going to list them all in alphabetical order. You got returning tracks for this game. There is 21 returning tracks. You've got Bristol Motor Speedway, Charlotte Motor Speedway, and Charlotte Road Course. The Roval, as everybody loves it. You're going to have Darlington Raceway, Daytona International. You can't have a NASCAR game without Daytona. Dover Motor Speedway, Homestead Miami Speedway, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Brickyard. You got Iowa Speedway, Kansas Speedway, Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Martinsville Speedway, Michigan Speedway, New Hampshire Motor Speedway, Phoenix Raceway, the tricky triangle that is Pocono, Richmond Raceway, the massive Talladega Super Speedway, my home state, Texas Motor Speedway, Watkins Glen, and Worldwide Technology Raceway. Now, just discussing the returning tracks with our guest panel that we have here today. Guys, what's some of the returning tracks that y'all look forward to running at this season? And what do you look forward to?
Well, Nep, sorry, Mike, go ahead.
I personally, I know a lot of people have issues with the super speedways on the last game, but me personally, I love the super speedways. I like the pushing. I like the strategies behind it. I'm hoping that this one is better when it comes to being able to draft and stuff. But I love the super speedways, so that's why I'm always gonna be glad to run.
Right.
I agree, Mike. They're a lot of fun. Some guys they don't really like it. I think it's a blast every time we get on and run super speedways. It's a fun race. You can get real screwed up real quick, or you can stay in the pack and learn how to draft and everything. So it's a lot of fun. I'll just have to start off by saying 100% getting the gold edition. And for me, I'm looking forward to like Atlanta or Dover. Those are some of the old tracks that we've had for a while, but I'm looking forward to seeing how those run in the new game.
Right. Well, the one thing about the super speedway, Mike touched on it. It's a fun track. It's a fun thing because you're in pack racing. So we've seen some of the back of the pack guys that are running up there at the front. And one right move, they find themselves in victory lane. One of the best ones that I can think of, Bullet Bob, who has became
Oh God, here we go.
a super speedway expert as long as he's got that Temple guy behind him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just to chime in here, Bob has made the last 2 championship 4s in the Cup Series, and that blows my mind. He was a dirt only guy. He wanted nothing to do with asphalt. He came in, realized that it's not just running asphalt. You have to change and keep up with the car. You have to, conserve the tires, stuff like that. Strategy calls, gas, fuel mileage, you name it. He definitely started to see that, and the man excelled the last 2 seasons with us. Yeah, I get it. A lot of the times that he won those races, I was in his ass or close to his ass, but the man started to learn how to keep himself in front, and he became a very hard person to pass. And I think Bob's got what 4 or 5 wins in the Cup Series, and he's earned every single one. I will give him credit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. We anytime you get a win,
Mm-hmm.
an earned win in this series, 100%. You know.
With the amount of talent that we have in this, this league and all. I mean, you go out there and get a win, and you know you earn that win because it's not easy to do.
I mean, sometimes a top
I've yet to get
5
my first
feels like a
win,
win.
but I feel it come. I think it's coming. It's coming, guys.
I'll chime in real quick here.
Yeah.
Other thing, like I like the super speedways too, but also like the 1.5 miles. I'm real big on those. I like those very well. And then also, with the repave of Atlanta and with the new game, how much more pack racing is going to be, more effective than it was on the old game as well. Like, I think that's going to make, as far as new winners, I think there's going to be quite a few first-time winners this season, as a matter of fact.
So let's pull Chad and let's pull Justin in here. So first off, we'll start off with Chad. What are you looking forward to? Well, I want to hear you, because I know you said you're not as familiar with most of these tracks like we are, especially newer tracks, which we'll get to in a minute here. But what are you looking forward to running in the game when it comes out?
So being from Florida, I am being around Daytona a lot, in and out of that track.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching pack racing. When it came to maybe it was Heat 5, I didn't enjoy it as much. I found myself a lot of times going into the pit with everybody else, coming out of the pits last, and then falling out of the draft, and then getting completely separated, and then you're running basically by yourself. What I would say that really shocked me, and what I am looking forward to racing, is a lot of the driver style tracks, road courses, Worldwide Technology Raceway. I got my first top 7 finish at the Charlotte Roval. Then went to Watkins Glen, beat out Redneck by 1 position on the last lap. We were battling. Those are just, to me, they're fun, they're challenging, and I'm looking forward to all those driver tracks.
Oh yeah.
And I feel the same exact way. I'm a road course guy. I blame Samoa for that. Because when I first started racing, I hated the damn things. We ran Watkins Glen a lot back to back, and that really brought out the driver in me. And then when it came to Darlington, Worldwide Tech, places like that, I really started to excel because I started loving the driver's tracks. So that was one thing. Charlotte too. A lot of people don't realize it, but Charlotte Motor Speedway, not the road course, the Speedway, is a driver's track. Because if everyone remembers how it ran in Heat 5, you would go on throw it into the bottom of the corner, and the car would just fly up. You needed to make sure you had perfect lift. You had to make sure you were able to keep the car on the bottom to get the fast lap, and to get yourself at least a position or two. With me saying that, let me bring Watson in here. Justin, what are you looking forward to track wise and returning tracks?
Michigan and Homestead, they fit my style.
Mm. Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, you were definitely a good 1.5 to 2 mile driver. Michigan too. Hopefully, it'd be cool if it brings a little bit of what Heat 5's Michigan was, and we're able to run in a tight pack due to draft. But I don't think we're going to have that anymore. I think it's going to be whoever can get out there, conserve the car and use it when the time's needed. I really hope these cars are going to wear down. No matter if you're driving it aggressive versus not aggressive, you're going to see that wear difference.
Right. It's going into pit stops there at Michigan. I'm hoping that it's the adjustments you make. You might be able to run that Larson line up there against the wall.
Yep.
That you see people running, at Michigan. Where in Heat 5, because it was such an older game, it really didn't have that aspect in there. So you had to find the right lane and just run it. You couldn't, no matter what adjustments you made, you couldn't play around the track and all to try to get a better grip and all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's going to be awesome to see, how the air reacts, going back to a Daytona or a Talladega. See figure out the different feel and, how the car's going to feel and what you can and can't do. It's going to be looking forward to that.
Well, like they said in the dev diaries and all that, about the track fields and all that, with the rubbers building up and all that, seeing some of them tracks, Texas coming out of turn 4, people might disagree, but I think Texas turn 4 is a driver's track. It's a skill track.
Yeah.
Because if you don't catch that freaking rivet right,
mm-hmm.
you're right up into the wall.
It's a tricky one.
I always had issues at Texas coming out of 4, and Samo I was practicing with Samo one night, and he's like, right as you feel that car goes, adjust. And I just started nailing it. And I was hitting that turn perfect. So, that's one of the tracks I look forward to, seeing with the new style play and all that they talk about, how that one's going to work out.
Yeah, Texas was always a fun one for sure. That was real racy track. I always had fun with Texas.
All right, so enough of all the return tracks.
Yeah.
Nap, what do you got next on the list?
Next, what I've got on the list are the new tracks. Some returning after a long hiatus, and we got 9 new tracks, and which includes some of y'all discussed it already, but a changed layout. The new tracks coming out. You've got Chicago Street Course, which has never been on a game, of course. It's only a couple, 2-3 seasons they've ran there. Circuit of America. You got Nashville Speedway. The legendary North Wilkesboro. And I touched on this last week. I look forward to North Wilkesboro to see what surface layer they have. Is it when they reopen the track where it chews tires, or is it the newly paid one? For the smaller classes like ARCA and Truck Series, Lime Rock, the new road course that's being added. Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. You know, I remember playing it back in the old Dirt to Daytona and you know, when the Cup games first came out and all. Going there in the lower classes and all before you made your way up to actually Indianapolis. Also making its return, the Rockingham Speedway. Your resurfaced tracks, you got Echo Park, aka Atlanta. The speeds that people get at Atlanta and the skill that you got to have, is just top notch. And then the new, changes at Sonoma Raceway. Um, those are the 9 new tracks that they've got to the game. How do y'all feel about those tracks?
Yep, I am totally excited. Mainly because all these are tracks that I've never ran and I'm not familiar with. So it's going to be awesome. I remember watching Silver Crown cars at IRP, years ago, and for them to start throwing in some of these different tracks, it's great. I just can't wait to jump in and learn them. I'm looking forward to it.
Right. I talk about the legendary North Wilkesboro. What, 4 or 5 years ago, the track. I went by the track when I first moved up here to North Carolina. Me and the wife, we were going to Boone, and I had to go by there because I just didn't know how much longer it was going to be around. If they were going to tear it down or whatever the case may be. So when they did a revival of it, I keep wanting to get out there, and I'm not guaranteeing, but my birthday next year, they're actually going to be running at North Wilkesboro. So might have to make my way out there. Who knows?
Yeah, and Wilkesboro, that track's been around for a long time, hasn't it? Like a long time.
They shut down in the early 2000s. I mean, I was doing some notes and all that for North Wilkesboro. Now, yeah, it was an ignition game, but let's be honest, nobody counts that hunk of junk of a game that was.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, the last NASCAR based game that North Wilkesboro was on was NASCAR 07. So you're looking at almost 20 years since a legendary track like North Wilkesboro had been in a video game. And, the history and all that behind it, just I'm excited.
Like, just looking at these tracks. Sorry, Mike, I'll get to you in a second. Just looking at these tracks, man, just like Speedy said, I'm excited for every single one. The one that really, 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 really is on my mind, Chicago Street Course. That is the one that I'm ready to like rip apart and like dissect. It looked crazy to race in real life, watching the cars on it, and now to get there and you're in the car racing it. Man, I am so prepared to freaking spend my most energy that I have for this game on Chicago Street Course, just because I wanna see how it is. I want to see why NASCAR keeps going back, why people enjoy it so much. I'm really focused onto that. Mike, what were you gonna say?
I'm excited for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of them I've never seen, never ran. I've ran the Echo Park and the Sonoma, of course. But the only track that I have ever seen in person or been to is the Nashville Superspeedway.
Mm-hmm.
So that one kind of sits special to me because I've seen it in person, been to it, and I'm looking really forward to that one. And that's probably the one I put most of my energy into out of the new tracks.
Can I chime in here real quick? I'm sorry, Mike. Wilkesboro has been open since 1947.
Yeah.
So 78 years old. Sorry, I just wanted to mention that.
One of the original tracks.
Mm-hmm. Let's get Chad in here, Mr. Chad. What do you like out of these guys?
I was gonna say, for someone who doesn't know all these tracks, I'm excited to get on. I'm excited to put the laps in. I'm excited to learn it. Like, to touch base on what's already been said numerous times, a lot of these tracks with the new game and the dynamics of the new game are going to level the playing field beyond measure. I will also say, when I first came in the league, it was preached to me, no matter if you're in the playoffs, out of the playoffs, not in contention, race the race, because you never know how it's going to end. And I think this upcoming season, more than any season moving forward, I have a feeling you're going to see the things like Rowdy blowing a tire at Michigan and somebody coming through the field and taking a win for the first time to get into the playoffs. Or, the Samoas and everybody up front gets into lap traffic and there's a mistake, or they make a mistake because they're not used to the dynamics of this game. I think it's going to make for some really wild finishes, and I'm excited.
That was perfectly said. 100%. I do agree.
Yep.
What about Mr. Watson, get in here. What are you thinking?
I'm, as far as tracks that were listed, this is a track that I wish that never went away, but NASCAR had to do away with it just because of the timing of when it went there, and that's Rockingham.
Yeah.
I'm very familiar with it, and I'm probably gonna put a good amount of time into that track as far as the new ones go. I'd also would like to say Coda too. That's gonna be an interesting, challenging road course too as well.
Yeah, when you throw a road course in there, 5, you had Road America and Middle Ohio and all that. Just to see how it feels to drive those cars, and to maneuver around the turns and all that. It makes it interesting situation, that's for sure.
Well, Nep, I feel like you know where you stand at the road courses before you even, the race even starts. You kind of already know who's quick, who's not. And, I know I was always able to almost pinpoint exactly where I was going to finish. Just because I feel like the road courses separate, the good from the bad. And so, yeah, I can't wait for all those road courses.
I think the road courses come to practice. I think, Speedy, I don't think you can pinpoint exactly where you're going to be. I just think it's who's putting the practice in at those road courses.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I have a question about the Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway. What is that? I've never seen it. I guess I was too young.
It's right there in Indianapolis. It's a smaller track. It's about, I'm probably going to be off on the destination, but it's roughly about a couple miles from Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
It's Mikey. It's because it's a short track. It'll be fun. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's similar to North Wilkesboro.
Right, so it's
just about.
Yeah, used to the trucks and the Xfinity Series would run there the week that the Brickyard 400 was going on, and they would run over there, and then for some reason they decided let's run them all at there at the Brickyard, and that track kind of, it still does its weekly races and all that, and a lot of other small, like the ARCA series goes there all the time, but as far as it goes for your 3 big NASCAR teams, to see the trucks and Xfinity going back to there, it gives you a whole new another small, short track. So, in a game that's full of cookie cutter tracks and all that, to throw those extra, the new road courses in there, and to throw the smaller tracks, it makes things a lot interesting.
Right. So it's not dirt.
No, it's not dirt.
Unfortunately.
As far as I know, I haven't heard of a dirt track being on this game. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's a dirt track on here, because I haven't even heard of Bristol being on dirt. So,
right. But
No.
if I'm not mistaken, doesn't ARCA and the truck still run a dirt track?
So the trucks don't anymore. ARCA still
yeah.
does. But hold on. That's gonna bring us to our next thing. Yep,
Yeah.
it's all yours.
All right. We discussed the new tracks. So that brings up one thing, and Shicey talked about it last week, that, on the Dev Diary, they talked about the authenticity of this game and how it's going to be like real life. Just, you know, with that being said, they're basing it off of the 2025 actual NASCAR season and all that. So, what tracks was left out? When they decided to make this, to come out with this game, and there was 9 tracks as well that was left out. Now, 2 of them are Cup tracks, and the other 7 were primarily ARCA and trucks. But those tracks, you know, I'm gonna skip the first 2 on this list. I'm gonna mention the smaller ARCA tracks. You got um, Berlin Raceway, Elko Speedway, Illinois State Fair Racetrack, Madison Raceway. Where the hell? DeQueen State Fairground.
The coin.
DeQueen, that's it.
Yep.
Selma Speedway and Toledo Speedway. Toledo is in. When I was looking over the tracks that's in the game, and I went back and looked at this year's ARCA series and all that, Toledo is actually the track that the Menard ARCA series ends their season at. So maybe, and we'll put this up for discussion here momentarily, but maybe, they've hinted around DLCs and stuff like that. Maybe as the feedback comes back, as everybody's playing this game, man, I really wish this track was in there. I wish this track, maybe they'll come out with like an ARCA DLC to where they're adding some of these other smaller tracks that you wouldn't, here's the ARCA series. Let us know what you feel about it. Oh, we got a big review on it. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and give them some more tracks for those classes. Now, the other 2 tracks I left out, I was glad to see them go to this track because I never really saw the sense in the Coliseum. I thought that it was a lot of waste of money for NASCAR to build a track every damn year.
I couldn't agree.
To tear it, to build the track, tear it down. It's like you've got so many of them small tracks like that. So when they went this year to Bowling Gray Stadium, where they run a weekly racing series, and it's known for the racing and all that. I go back to the earlier Cup games. It wasn't called Bowling Gray Stadium; it was just a stadium, and you're running around a damn football field, and that's what Bowling Gray Stadium is. So, I was really hoping that they would have put that track in here because of the history behind it. And the other one is the new road course there in Mexico. Mexico City. They're running all 3 of the big series there in Mexico this season. So, I don't I don't go online and play iRacing. So, but I'm pretty sure all these tracks are in some form of a package on iRacing. So I would figure
they are
that they would have had the scan already. So maybe those are 9 tracks that maybe down the road we might get a DLC. What do y'all guys think?
I'll chime in real quick here.
Go ahead.
Me being this might not be something that nobody knows about me, but me being growing up around short track asphalt racing, like I used to go to Asheville Speedway all the time, before they shut it down, and
big old circle.
Yep, Tri-County Speedway. I go there. I still do that today. Hickory Speedway. all these short tracks, country routes, racing top deal. So I was hoping that they would have, the Bowman Gray, Salem Speedway. I've seen that a lot of times. Toledo, but like you said, it could be a deal. I would think so, because they got something to compare to with the World of Outlaws game where they've done the DLCs and come up with new tracks, cars and stuff, to where it could be a possibility to where later on down the road, like you said, Nep, somebody gives a little more input from the customers, what they think about it and everything like that. It could be a DLC pack deal where they come out with more short track stuff like this right here.
Absolutely, you would think so. I mean, that's to me, it's like a no-brainer. But I don't know. We'll see. Let's go. Bring some of the dirt tracks in. Bring the DeCoin in and the Springfield Mile. Those were tracks that I grew up going to, being in dirt racing. So I would think that they would eventually, start releasing some of those.
My the one track that I wish that they would bring is another historic track, because it's my first asphalt track that I ever went to. Nashville Fairgrounds. Why not bring it in? I mean, NASCAR did run it from like 50 something to,
yeah,
I want to say 84, something like that.
Which track was that, Mike?
Nashville Fairgrounds.
Was that not on the thing earlier?
No, Nashville Super Speedway is.
Oh,
yeah,
the Speedway. Yeah, the fairgrounds. I got you. No, sorry.
Fairground.
Right. Yeah, I got you. I see where you're going with it now. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's a short track, but I know ARCA ran there before. I don't know if they still do, but I'd like to see it.
I don't think ARCA does, but I think like the Hooters Pro Cup Series and other, might as well say sister classes and all that. They run out there. It's like with Hickory and Five Flag Speedway and stuff like that. ARCA, every couple of seasons they'll throw those tracks in there. They don't run them on like a yearly season. They'll like 1 year they'll run it. Nashville. The one that you're talking about, and then like the next year they might have it at like Hickory or something like that. So.
Well, they got that. What's that? There's a. It's not ARCA. It's one below ARCA series that runs like
Will
Hickory.
Modified?
Yeah, the modified.
No, it's not modified. It's late models.
Oh yeah, it's the I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? That, and they run like Hickory, Tri-County. They got all these.
Oh, the Cars Tour.
Yes, the Cars Tour.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they run all these damn short tracks, and they're nice. Like, and I love stuff like that. Like, that's what I grew up around. I would love to see. Once the game comes out, I would like to see more stuff like that implemented into the game.
Right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'd put money on. I'd put money that all this stuff is going to come out in the future. I alluded to before. I think it's prioritizing. I mean, you got to think. Yeah, they may have the tracks scanned in, but how much work behind the scenes does it take to develop all the intricacies of a game properly working on those tracks? I mean, this game could have come out 6 years from now if we were to try to aim for perfection. They've already stated too that they were going to make this a long-term plan where they're gonna add a bunch of different stuff season after season, year after year. I mean, I'm excited to see it. I'd put my money on it that you're gonna see all these tracks come out.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah. I mean, looking at all the tracks, the returning tracks, the new track, you're still looking at 30 tracks that are going to be in this game. One thing that's going to be interesting, like if you're just getting online playing and all that, is it going to be available to say being a cup lobby and running at tracks like, some of the smaller tracks like Lime Rock and, stuff like
That
that,
would be cool,
you,
but you're not going to see that. They're going to have that specified to the class.
well, possibly, you never
Mm-hmm.
know. It it'd be interesting to see how they do the online play, and till the game comes out and we're able to get online. I mean, I probably went, as far as your aspect of being, the owner of the league and all that, and your admins and all that. I wouldn't like schedule in our schedule. I went and scheduled the cups to run at Lucas Oil in,
Mm-hmm.
Raceway Park. When you got that big ass, the brickyard out there, but just to get online and play and run these cup cars at them smaller tracks, you almost could sit there and do like that first race before Daytona where it's at Bowling Gray, have it at like a smaller track like that type deal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to wait for the game to come out. But, Nep, I don't want to cut you off, but
Oh no.
we're gonna get this moving. Um, so it is time. It is time to see our series schedules since we are on this whole track talk um, look. But yeah, I mean, we sat there. So when I say we, it was me, Matt Baldon, which is MBFTF on PlayStation, Mark Ray, Rowdy 1078 on PlayStation, and Tiffany Ellis, Dirt Slinger 88 on PlayStation. We sat there, and when I tell you it was 3 hours, writing up a schedule, seeing where we wanted to piece things. We moved stuff around. It was a very long process, but we really think we came out and we wrote up something great. So without further ado, we're gonna top right into this. First things first, it's gonna be the first place Auto Glass National Series Season 3 schedule. This is the ARCA cars. We are going to be kicking it off at Daytona, then Rockingham the week after. We're going to be taking a week off, coming back to Michigan. From Michigan, we hop over to Bristol. From Bristol, we go to Kansas. Then we take 2 weeks off for Christmas and New Year's. We come back. We jump into Richmond. From Richmond, we go to Lime Rock. Lime Rock, we go to Dover. Dover, we go to North Wilkesboro. From there, we go to Phoenix. And then we end the regular season at Charlotte. Then this is where we put a lot of thought in, was the playoffs. We wanted a grueling playoff for every series. Something that's really going to test the driver. You need to come out and show off, basically. So, the start, the round of 16, you're at Lucas Oil. You're at that small little track battling it out. From there, you go to Iowa. Iowa is, from Heat 5, it was honestly probably a 2-3 lane track that had those 3 grooves that you were able to actually physically run. No matter if it was off the apron, on the bottom of the track, in the middle of the track. You can even run the top if you wanted to. Just the top wasn't always the strongest line. But it was always like that for that game besides one track, Kansas. But, yeah, so Iowa decides the round of 12. Around the 12, we hop right in to Bristol. Now, this is the second running of Bristol in this series. We are hoping that we can get the night version of Bristol. So we can have the day version during the regular season, night in the playoffs. It's going to be like that for every series if you see a doubled up track. And then from Bristol, small track, we go to big old Talladega. Come out there, you are doing what you can to try to, find a draft partner, get up front, and make the round of 8. From there, we hop right into Watkins Glen. Boom, road course, yowzer. Having that in that spot to kick it off for the round of 8, again, you need to be a driver. You need to be a driver to a T, and you have to come hungry, and you have to do what you got to do to get yourself up front and get as many points as you can, because we're going to Martinsville to decide the championship 4. That is going to be a brutal race, no matter what the circumstances. That is going to be, it's going to be a grudge match, and there's going to be a lot of pissed off people at each other. But hey, if I had to bump you out of the way in the final turn to get a spot, I might have to move somebody. But
right.
Then we ended at Michigan. Again, we like most of these races for a championship race to be a race that gives everybody a shot. So we don't want to go to a short track or a road course where people are just going to drive away. We want it to where we have pack racing and cars are going to be with each other and it's going to be a tight battle the whole time. We think Michigan's going to give the ARCA series that. So that's going to be your championship race. Let me start off by asking Justin. Justin, this ARCA schedule. What do you like? What you don't like? Let me hear your thoughts on it.
I like the schedule all around. I don't see anything to not dislike. I think it's going to be challenging for each driver that signs up for that series. A lot of beating and banging. You may see some tempers here and there.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Hey,
yeah.
I'd
Hey,
like
Josh.
to hop in here and
Yeah.
Whoa.
acknowledge the fact that
Whoa.
I'm about to say,
Ladies
hey,
and
Josh, hold on
gentlemen,
before we get somebody else.
God,
Dr. Shiesty has paid us a visit. Devin Bradley, what is up, man?
not much. Decided to come out here on my, well, it's more like a really late dinner break, but decided I was going to take that time to bounce in here with you guys.
Well, good. We've been missing you, but the show's been running great.
Hey, buddy.
What's up?
What
they're
up,
already
JD?
negotiating my contract to replace you.
Not
Well,
to
I
hold
had
the
to
show
make an
up, but
appearance to
Shiesty,
go through,
yeah,
you know.
not
Kiss
not
my
to
ass,
delay the
Shiesty.
show, not to delay the show any, but Shiesty, I know you've been listening. You know about the new trucks and all that we've talked about and all that.
Yes,
Real
sir.
quick, give me your favorite returning track. Give me your favorite new track that's going to be in this game.
I'd gotta say my favorite track that is returning would probably be Bristol, especially with if we get the same amount of rubber buildup that we have, in real life. If it becomes the old Bristol, that's gonna be some tough racing right there. Along with the newer tracks, I'm really looking forward to Coda. Like, I'm a road course guy. I love my road courses, especially the new ones. And not only, it's a toss up between Coda and Sonoma for sure, with Sonoma going back to the old layout.
Because he's a controller guy.
Good deal. Now back to the schedule, Josh. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
No, it's okay. Thank you. But anyone else have anything to comment on the ARCA series schedule?
I think it's going to be coming from a rookie who basically just started off in the Xfinity, learning a lot just from that series. If this is anything like the Xfinity series last season, new drivers coming into this league, I think are going to learn a lot from that schedule right there. And then hopefully move on up to the trucks and then Xfinity and then maybe even Cup. I think it's going to breed better competition.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. And I'm gonna make this statement: multiple winners. There will not be, where 3 drivers just run the slate here for this. I don't think it's gonna happen. I believe there'll be multiple winners.
I just hope we can start giving, Josh and Samo a run for their money at some of these road courses.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see. I would say that's probably one thing I'm not a huge fan about this schedule, but that's just because there's some tracks on there that I just ain't worth a shit at. So
Yeah.
that only means one thing. I need to get on there and practice, run the laps, and
Exactly.
get better.
That goes
But
back to where I was talking about. It's a level playing field for everybody now. You know what I mean, Speedy? Like, we ain't trying to play catch up. I mean, like, you got there before I did. Like, you were right there running with them. Like, you're fast, Speedy. You were fast, Heat 5 in general. But, like, we're not going to have to. Everybody's going to be on the level playing field now. And it's going to be who's going to put the time in, you know what I mean, to learn your car, to learn the track. And it's going to show for sure.
Absolutely. And with it being ARCA and not us having an ARCA series, everything will be different. So I do believe some will shine more than others, even brand new to the game. But, like you said, Wolfie, practice, that makes perfect.
Yep.
Quick question for you, Josh.
Shoot.
The ARCA series, is that strictly for new drivers coming into the league, or is that for all drivers?
Nope. So how we're going to run this, all returning drivers from the series priors that have been part of Daytona, they get to run in every single series that they would like to. You could do part-time, full-time, whatever you want to do. It's always going to be, the door's always going to be open for you, and that's how we're going to run the league as for this season.
I would like to state that I feel like ARCA's going to have the most drivers. I feel like starting out.
See, I do, and then I don't, because, and whoever's sitting here listening to all this too and viewing the podcast right now, we're going to run a lot of open practices before we get the league rolling. So if there's a new guy that comes in and we run with him and he proves to be very clean, he's very good, he's not all over the damn place, he will get a cup seat if you'd like one. I'm not going to hold people away from that. If they show that they have talent for it, by all means, come in, race with us. Let's see what you got. So there's gonna be, me and Rowdy talked about it, and we keep throwing around the idea. We're probably going to have a tryout lobby every day until the draft. For people that don't know, for the Cup Series, as you guys saw, the Cup teams are released. We do a Cup draft as well. So it's basically a snake draft. You come in, and at random, the first pick, second pick, third pick, fourth pick, and fifth pick get chosen for the teams to see what positions they're going to be in, and then we set them loose and we do the snake draft. So that's normally what we do to start off the Cup season. That will be roughly 2 weeks before the Cup season starts. So that means about 2 to 3 weeks prior to that, we're going to be running all these test lobbies and test sessions and practice sessions, getting as many people as we can in. I have a goal to fill every spot on the roster of each series, and I'm going to try to get there. Is it not going to happen? Could be a possibility. I've gotten very close. I've never fully filled a card, but we got to the point where we had 34 people in the Cup Series one year. So we're going to definitely make the push for it. We're going to try to go for it. And if we can get people in and fill everything, it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. If we can't, it is what it is. We have already, moving from the old game to the new game, we have 25 drivers before I add anybody new in. So we're already starting off at the bar very high. Some old guys returning that used to race with us, which is really cool. Our one and only Hall of Famer, he's coming back to give a crack at it. It's going to be cool. It's going to be awesome, and I am ready for anybody that would like to come and give a shot with the league.
That being said, there, Josh, I got Nep. Mike and Speedy. Speedy's run with a couple of these guys, buddies of mine on dirt before, like Rolly, Showtime, Coach, Front Wheel Drive. Some of those guys. I'm still talking to them, but they've seemed to be thinking about coming and joining us. So that's 4 really good.
Yeah, for sure, Wolfie. I was gonna say the same thing. It's I may have a handful of dirt guys that would be interested in at least trying out and then going from there. So
yeah, I mean, even if they try out, if they're not up to par with the Cup Series, if they would like to start in ARCA, they are more than welcome to. Um, if it's gonna be something where they want to do ARCA and trucks, we can always discuss the truck side to see if there's gonna be an opening spot, and that's gonna be Chad and Mark running that. So that's gonna go through those two guys to see if they would like to take any newbies in for that league specifically. So we'll discuss all that at a later date, adding people in and stuff like that. Of course, it's always welcomed. I do appreciate it. The more the merrier, I'm going to keep saying. And, we have a lot on our plate for this season coming up with everything, with the podcast we're doing, all the information that we do, all the creative stuff that we're doing. This is a very active and lively, living thing that we're doing right now. And we're going to keep it pushing. So yeah, we're definitely we're gonna do what we gotta do.
Hey, Josh.
It's only gonna grow more.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Hey, Josh.
Yeah. What's up?
What does the truck schedule look like, sir?
Oh, I thought you wouldn't have asked. House of Vets Frontline Truck Series schedule.
I'm excited for this.
This is our first official truck season. This will be ran by Chad, aka Mr. Chad Weatherington, and also Mark Ray. They will both be running this as well. But to kick things off again, we're going to be starting off at Daytona. From there, we go to Bristol. We take that Thanksgiving break off, come back for Pocono. We hit Watkins Glen, Las Vegas. We take the 2 weeks off. We come back, Phoenix, Michigan, Richmond, Kansas, Martinsville, Darlington. To end the regular season at Darlington, that sounds painful, but we get to see who can come out and be drivers and really adapt to these trucks and really mesh with how they can run in this series. Kick off the round of 16. We're hopping in at Echo Park. Then we go to Lime Rock. Wow, we have a road course deciding the round of 12. Who's making it in? So that race right there is going to be a huge eye opener. Whoever can come out on top of that. What was up there? What'd you say?
Especially a road course that nobody has raced on.
Correct. Correct. And you might run it in the ARCA car before the truck, so to speak. Two completely different cars. That ARCA car is going to be underpowered and heavy versus what these trucks are going to be. So it's going to be interesting.
Not saying cars, because these aren't no cars. These are some
they trucks.
Correct.
Heavy toting trucks right here.
Correct.
First time ever.
So we really get to see the difference in all the classes. That's gonna be a really cool part. To kick off the round of 12, North Wilkesboro, and then Nashville Super Speedway. That's a good round. That to me feels more of a safer round than anything. It's not too psychotic. Besides Nashville, I feel like Nashville, something's gonna come out of that, and somebody's gonna get screwed, and somebody's going to drive their way into the championship 4 just from Nashville. I think it's going to happen. They're going to run that whatever momentum they get from Nashville, carry it to Lucas Oil, so they carry it to the short track. Then we go to Rockingham, where we're going to be beating and banging on each other to try to make a championship 4. And I think whoever wins Nashville is going to carry momentum right into the championship 4. And then, as you see, Homestead Miami will will decide it all. We're going back to the roots. Homestead, they offer in Truck Series. We want our championship race at Homestead.
I like that. I'll chime in real quick and say the fact that I love the final four before the championship race, or even the last six it's all new tracks. Like,
yeah,
I love the fact that it's all brand new. You know, I mean, minus Echo Park, but that's going to be repaved. Who knows how that's going to go? Then you got Wilkesboro, Nashville, followed by Lucas Oil, then Rockingham. I think that's going to be an exciting final four races to decide who's going to be in the championship race.
I've 100% got to agree here. Now, I love the playoff schedule for the trucks. I mean, if it's not a new track, it's a reconfigured track, and if it's not that, it's Homestead, bringing the championship four back to where it's supposed to be. So,
amen.
That is, for me, that's a top tier playoff schedule right there.
All right.
Absolutely.
The one person I really want to hear from, Chad, what do you think of your schedule?
I'm going to start off by saying I think Rowdy had a great influence on this schedule. Although I like how he tried to disguise it. No, in all seriousness, it's a very well balanced schedule. I am extremely excited about the playoff schedule, and Homestead to finish it. Man, that's going to be some exciting stuff. But you can definitely tell you have Daytona, then you have a short track, then Pocono, which is a driver's track, Watkins Glen driver's track, Las Vegas intermediate, Phoenix. I mean, these are solid tracks, and then to go into a playoffs where no one knows what the heck they're going to be coming up against, I think it's going to make for some exciting racing, especially at this level, and especially with the racy trucks.
I agree.
I'm just glad y'all didn't let him put Martinsville as the final race because he loves
Martinsville.
Martinsville.
With it being Rowdy's schedule.
Rowdy brought it up. I said, Rowdy, no. I said, we want to give everybody a shot. Let's do Homestead. Rowdy and Martinsville go together. Like, they're tight. Right, yeah, they are tight.
If Rowdy would have put Martinsville as the championship race, I would have had to make a drive to freaking Georgia and, had a lynching or something.
Mr. Watson, I hear you quiet over there. What do you think about the Truck Series schedule?
Mr. Hey, Watson? Josh, just so you know, week 2.
Sorry, I think it's a good schedule. Sorry about that, guys. I was going to hit my mic. It's a good schedule. It's like you said, you've got basically all new tracks in the playoffs, so I think it gives everybody a challenge as far as advancing and getting to Homestead.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly said. Chad, what did you say, bud?
2 things, actually. To add on to what I think about this schedule is, I think going into the playoffs where everybody has no idea what they're going into only puts more of an emphasis on the regular season and trying to finish as high as you can. Then the second thing I was going to say is mark your calendar for week 2 of Bristol, and I hope you're there, Josh, because I want a rematch.
I'm there for it.
It's going to go, and another thing, it'll go back to what me and Speedy's been preaching about since we started talking about it, was practice. Because you're going to have that whole, if you make the playoffs, I mean, even if you don't make the playoffs, practicing these tracks is going to be key.
Yeah, definitely. And that means I think
you'll be able to.
Go ahead.
You'll be able to see who gets on during the week leading up to it, and who's actually, putting the time in to practice and learn these tracks before it comes race time. Because, with the aspect of it and all. If you don't show up for practices and all that, you're going to be lost.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, especially with the new style of racing. We're going to come to a new style of racing. We're not going to have anything even close to what these four cars are going to handle like. So that's one of the really exciting things to definitely keep in mind. But I don't want to cut anybody off or anything, but we do have to keep this train a moving. Next on the list, the Rip the Lip Slideways series schedule. This is our Xfinity schedule. As you can see, Daytona is number one. From Daytona, we hop into Worldwide Tech. We take the week off. We come back Echo Park. From Echo Park, we go right to Martinsville. Martinsville, we go to Texas. What a change. From Texas, we go to Vegas after our 2 week break. From Vegas, we go to Charlotte Road Course. From there, we hit Iowa, Iowa to Talladega, Talladega right to Bristol, Bristol to Kansas, and we decide the round of 16 with Kansas being the last regular season race. And then, whole hell breaks loose. We hop right into the Chicago Street Course to start off the round of 16. From there, we go to Nashville. Nashville decides our round of 12. From there, we go to Indy. This is the Brickyard Indy. So I am so ready for that.
Shucks.
From Indy, we go to Rockingham. Rockingham decides the round of 8. Starting off the round of 8. Circuit of the Americas. Yeah, I am ready for Coda, and that's a perfect spot for it. That's going to be so challenging to everybody. From there, we go to Dover to decide the championship 4. Talk about a whirlwind of tracks just getting thrown in there. Um, there's no pattern whatsoever. You have the road course kicking it off with a super speedway to a rectangle to Rockingham with the short track back to a road course to Dover, which Dover, if we get the Dover that we've been seeing on TV, you better get a good qualifying lap because that means you're going to hold the front. And then, as everyone sees, the pattern now starting to unfold. We ended at Homestead, Miami, like things should be. Yeah, I am excited. This is another schedule I'm just super excited for. It's very demanding, and you really don't have a relaxing track to run. And not that I would say there's many relaxing tracks to run in this game. It's just all these are going to be demanding, and you better show up to race, or you're going to be kicked out of a playoff run. So let me hear what you guys got to say about that one.
I tell you what, there ain't nothing in here in this league that's not challenging, no matter where you go, whether it is Kansas, like we've had before, Vegas. That's always competitive. There's always somebody fighting. The schedule is a perfect mesh of new road courses, old road courses, new tracks in general. It's a really fine line of everything, really. Like you said, we hit up 2 road courses, championship also in Miami, which is where it belongs, in my opinion. And then you got newer tracks as well that we haven't seen yet. So really looks like another great schedule, in my opinion.
Yeah, the admins and all that really did a great number with picking these tracks to run at.
I want to be angry at all these road courses in the playoffs, but I can't because I ain't never ran some of them. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, if I put my bumper to you, I'm sorry now. I won't be then.
I'll
We'll
say
show you
this
the way.
about
Tell
this.
you what, the dive bombs in turn 1, in that 16th race, the first round of 8, It's going to get crazy, especially on restarts. Braking zones, somebody's going to miss them. We're going to see a lot of stuff there in the first race of the round of 8.
Speedy.
Like Trickle said in the comment section, see it now, 4 a.m. Come on, Speedy. One more ground.
But
No
definitely,
sleep on weekends for sure.
I definitely like the schedule. It's there's definitely not no time to, catch your breath. You're gonna have to keep your head down and grind. From the looks of it, I like it.
It's a gauntlet. It's going to breed competition. It's great.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah, that gets me pumped for this upcoming season. So what we are all anticipating and ready
Without
for,
further ado,
the Dirt to Daytona Pro Cup Series Season 6 schedule.
Woo.
Talk about holy hell. Again, we're starting off with Daytona. From Daytona to Phoenix, Phoenix to Vegas, Vegas to Coda, Coda to Kansas, Kansas to Bristol, Bristol to Darlington, Darlington to Michigan, Michigan to New Hampshire, New Hampshire to Chicago, street course that is. From there to Nashville Superspeedway, from there to Charlotte Motor Speedway, from Charlotte to Dega, from Dega to Martinsville, Martinsville to Dover, Dover to Texas, Texas to Sonoma, Sonoma to Pocono, Pocono to Echo Park, Echo Park to the first running of Homestead, Homestead to Indy, Indy to North Wilkesboro, then the Worldwide Technology, then to the second running of Daytona, then to Richmond, then to Michigan. We end the regular season at Michigan. 26 races. God, if we have a different winner at every single race, this will all be based off points. It's such a this is our longest schedule we've had. This is a full NASCAR season that we're going to be taking on and doing in the Cup Series. So to end the regular season in Michigan, who knows what's going to happen there? Kick off the round of 16. You got Kansas, you got Charlotte Road Course. Then we end the round of 16 at Bristol. Move the hell out of my way. The train's coming through. You're going to get ran over. There's going to be a lot of that happening there. Then
Gonna be some unhappy people.
yes, there's gonna. Then to kick off the round of 12, we head to Darlington. From there, we go to Iowa. Iowa, we hit up Echo Park yet again to decide the round of 8. I see 3 wide finishing at Echo Park. I see us 3 wide, 1/100th of a second, 3/100ths of a second, whatever it's going to be. It's going to be a tight finish. If we can get 3 lines to move, I will go with whoever. I'll say that now. To start the round of 8, we hop over to Las Vegas. From there, we go to Watkins Glen. And to decide the championship race, Rowdy's going to be marking on this one. We go to Martinsville. Yeah, again, move the fuck out of my way. The train's on its way. And then from Martinsville to close out the season, our championship race, again, I'm going to keep saying it, where the championship race belongs, Homestead, Miami. Guys, it's a long one. It's a lot of racing. What do you guys take on that?
I will say this. Thank God that December the 16th falls on a Tuesday. Because that means the only fucking track that I've got to learn and focus on that night is the damn Chicago street race.
It's gonna be an exciting one for sure. With us never running this many tracks and having as many winners as we did last season, I feel like we're going to see a lot of, I don't want to say new winners because there's a lot of people that have won after last season, but we're going to see quite a few new winners in the Cup Series, whether that's, hell, we got what, 3, 4 rookies coming up, all very eligible to win a race, whether that's at a plate track, an intermediate, or just a gambling call on a strategy. Like, we've got a lot of stuff, majority of races here that can play out into someone's favor, and there's a lot that could go down in this big season.
Well, I'd like to say this as well. This is a marathon. Literally, it's a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got? 4.5 months of racing. So I think a lot of it as well will come down to who makes the races. Who can make every race? Who can just be there religiously and run 2 races every week over and over and over. So somebody, some of us might miss a race or two. So will that come into effect and play into somebody's odds because maybe Rowdy missed a race or Speedy missed a race? I could almost guarantee you towards the end, most of us are going to make sure we're at every race, but will that play a factor as well?
Oh yeah, you look at all of the at all of the playoffs in all 4 classes. When it comes playoff times, man, you damn sure you take vacation, whatever you do from work, because you do not want to miss a single freaking race because you know I damn sure don't want to have to go into that round, the round of 8 and miss Las Vegas and having to pull something out of my ass either at Watkins Glen or freaking Martinsville. I mean,
well,
good Lord.
Absolutely, Nep. And to be honest with you, I would want to be ahead at least a little bit going into Watkins Glen and Martinsville in some way, shape, or form, just because I know who the people that are good at those tracks, and it's going to be tough.
Y'all are talking about.
Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
Y'all are talking about, Watkins Glen and Martinsville. We got to make it past Bristol and Darlington.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about back to back. You hit us with Bristol and Darlington.
It's going to be tough.
Don't stop there, Mike.
Bristol,
don't
before
stop
Bristol,
there, Mike.
you got the Roval.
Yeah, you got the Roval, Bristol, Darlington, and then you go to Iowa. That ain't no damn cup of tea either. I mean,
they're driver tracks for sure. Driver tracks.
Freaking Echo Park here. Hold my fucking Dr. Pepper and just watch this shit.
So one thing I would like to add on what I said about it being the longest schedule we have, there's going to be a lot of playoff points up for stake, whether that's the extra stages that we've never seen before or even the wins. Brings me to a question. What do you think the most playoff points we see will be this season? I think Samo had 53 going into last season?
Depends which season you're talking about.
Season 5 of Cup.
Season 5 of Cup, I don't know if he did or I did. It was one of us. I know.
Well,
I know. Honestly, I think the most playoff points you're gonna see is gonna be in the 60s before we hit the playoffs.
That's a big old cushion for that round.
Mm-hmm.
16 and really all the way through the playoffs.
You guys have to remember this too. It's not fully released, but I'm gonna drop the bomb. We're bringing fastest lap bonus point to this season for all the series.
So nobody back out before we get back to the lobby.
You're talking about the whole race, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
So yeah, that's something to keep in mind for as well. Um, yeah,
A lot
guys.
of points up
I'm
last year.
So I'm gonna
I'm
bring out my alter ego here because it's been tough to contain him in for a month and a half now. But Chad Trickle just wants to come out and say, "Reb, keep that trophy polished because this rookie's coming for you. This new rookie phenom is going to come for you and take that Rookie of the Year trophy off from this schedule. I promise you that." But no, I'm excited.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to win Rookie of the Year, especially adding new guys. I mean, we have guys coming over from the Xfinity season that's really going to give a run for everyone's money. Reb, Trickle, you, Aries, you can't count out him. He was coming on strong at the end of the season. Um, and a couple other guys. I mean, we have a stacked rookie class. Probably one of the more stacked ones we've seen since honestly Rowdy's season. So what? That was a season 3. That rookie class. That we had a lot of good drivers come from that. And Rowdy, I thought, if I remember correctly, he made that championship for that season. So that's where I want to set the bar for these rookies. Only in the first place auto glass series we saw a rookie come in and win a championship. We have not had that. So for the Cup Series, if you want to be the first one, drive your ass off because boy, there is a lot to get through. Um, I don't want to hold anybody up. Again, I don't want to cut anybody off. If you have any more questions or thoughts or anything, I'll have a spot for those. But again, this train needs to keep rolling. Moving on to a segment that good old Shicey's not here to do. But don't worry, yours truly will take this over. Forget shitty showtime. It's 4 time, baby. Let's get to the questions. The first question I have for you guys, and I want to start off with asking Mike. How many cars do you think we will have left at the end of the season in every series?
Whew. I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna go from the cup down.
Go ahead.
Cup series, I think we're gonna have about your average 15 left.
Mm-hmm.
15 to 16 people left. Simply because they're not gonna want to run the schedule, or they get mad because they're already out, or they're just shitheads and need to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
I say around 15, 16 for the cup. Xfinity, I'll probably give you about 13 left. But it'll be made up majority of the people who run in all the other series.
Mm-hmm.
The trucks, I don't know. I don't know. It depends because how these trucks are run compared to the trucks of the last game. Some people liked them, some people didn't. So I'm not really sure. Um, and ARCA, again, I'm not sure because we've never ran them.
Mm-hmm.
So it all depends on how they run, how people are running points wise. I, if I had an estimate though between the both of them, I say 10 to 12
Okay.
at the end of the year.
All right. So, where is Mr. Watson? Justin, I asked you the same as that question. You tell me.
Oh, Justin had step out for a moment.
Okay. All right. Nep, you tell me.
Um, I'm actually going to put a challenge out there to everybody that joins this league. Because here's the thing: even if you mathematically get eliminated, that's the one thing that I hate in past seasons. The moment somebody's eliminated, they stop showing up.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Guys, one thing we've talked about when it comes to these tracks, and one key thing we've always talked about is practice. And even if you're not in the playoffs, you know, still show up. Get that wheel time on these tracks because here's the thing: once this season's over with, the admins are going to get to work to get prepared for the next season. And these tracks that we're running in the playoffs, they might be in the regular season. in the next season, and you're going to be at a loss because you didn't show up and you didn't run these tracks, so you don't know the fundamental and how everybody else runs at these tracks. So I challenge everybody, sticks with it. If we got, I would love, honestly, Josh, I would love to see if we got 30 cars at Daytona at the beginning of the season. I'd love to see 30 cars at Homestead. To be perfectly honestly, will that happen? Probably not, but I'd love to see that. You know, it's a new game, and the appeal that it comes off, hopefully that'll have everybody in there. The competitive that's in here, um, the the sportsmanship that we have. We get in here and guys, um, if you haven't ran with us and you're watching this, we have a blast. Now we're real quick to let if you do something wrong, but great group of guys. I've been part of a bunch of different race leagues, whether it's dirt or whatever like that. But these guys in this league are just phenomenal. About 99.9% of them will sit down if you ask them, man, I just can't quite figure this out. What am I doing wrong here? They will drop back into practice and run behind your ass to tell you, all right, well, this is what you're doing. You're cutting your corners too soon, or you're not getting in there, whatever the case may be. So I would say, I'd like to say the full field, if not the full field, at least half the field that we start this season with.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope. I would hope, this new game coming out, people change their tone and they want to stay with us and stay racing. And, you know, again, viewers out there that don't know a crazy amount of what we do as a league, when it comes to the Cup Series, we hand out awards, physical awards. I take them, I ship them out to you. We do that. We do championship trophies for all 4 series. Christ, we even do an award ceremony. Like we try to make it as interactive and as fun as possible, and makes you look forward to showing up the next week and racing every single race and being like, hey, I wonder if I'm gonna get something. Wonder if I'm getting an award for maybe most improved or Mike's tough luck. Maybe you can come out and get something. But not just to get something. To come out, enjoy the bond that we have. We are a huge family. That's what this group is. This is what this group is about, and that's what it's going to stay. You know, love all you guys like brothers and sisters. I really, and it is crazy. Not that I've met every single one of you. I've met a couple, but it's like I've known you guys all my whole life, just because we race so much together, and you get to know somebody and you develop that bond, and it's just we we really know where it is, and we know we're all like family to each other. So not to be all
right,
mushy, but I
fellas.
appreciate all you guys. But Shiesty, is it your time to leave?
I do got to get out of here. It's getting to be the time to towards the end of the break. So
He ate his corn dogs. Now he got to go back to work.
some
All
bean
right.
burritos.
Well, we appreciate you popping in here and surprising us.
I'm glad to be in here and talking to y'all because it hurt to miss it. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. I'll be watching the rest of it for sure.
Alrighty. All right. Well,
Yeah, get
Shiesty,
out of
we'll
here.
talk to you, man. Have a
See
good
you,
night.
Shasty.
Stay Shasta.
Hey,
Okay.
can
All
I
right,
add
quick, now
something
give me a
real quick?
concept.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
would love to see 20 people for every series in the seasons out.
Mm-hmm.
That would be, I think that would be pretty cool, and I think it would be a good number to shoot for. Well, just like Nep and everybody said, once you get up to the playoffs, the guys that don't make the playoffs feel like, oh, I can't race it. I get the competitiveness
Mm-hmm.
and wanting to do good. That's the only way you're staying with those races and racing with those guys. And maybe, just maybe, there'll be some money to be made throughout the seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Never know.
So that's something to think about as well.
That is
I was
definitely
just
true.
thinking, how do we
not to-
incentivize to make people stay? Because I mean, I already know Josh, and I know Josh has thought all this through, and Josh is going to aim to get a full field. And then let's say he gets a full field. Okay, well, then you're probably going to dwindle down maybe 10, maybe 15 max. So you're still at 25 drivers. But how do you incentivize them to stay through the playoffs? And I know Josh, and I know his mentality, because every time I bring up an idea to Josh, he's like, I'm miles ahead of you, bro. He's got it covered. He's going to figure it out.
So
And
we're
not
going to
to
be doing
mention,
incentive. Go ahead, Nep.
Not to mention, we're not, here on Track Talk, Track Walk, we're not just going to have the top runners every week on this show. You
Mm-hmm.
never know when we might call that 20 place in points. Say, hey, why don't you come on the show this week? You know, but here's the thing: if you're not out there running, you're not going to find your way in one of these guest spots on, what's going to be Wednesday nights, you know, top podcasts on YouTube, guys.
Top, tippy top. We're gonna be top of the iceberg. You guys don't forget it. But Chad, back to your thing. We're gonna be doing sponsored races. So we did this last time in season 3. So when like this, the schedule's out. If you would like to sponsor a race, you just reach out to me and say, "Hey, I want to sponsor Dover." All right, cool, awesome. Um, Okay, would you like to put money up? Do you want to put a little trophy up? Do you want to put this up, that up? You decide what you want to put up for that race. Last time we did this, we were able to book every single race out, and it was always $10, $20. People just threw a couple dollars out there, and it at the end of the season, I mean, God, we had like $500-600 donated to the whole season. So that was a cool thing. So we're gonna bring that back for this season. As of right now, it's gonna be just Cup only. It's gonna be the guys that our Cup Series is what we want it to be taken 100% serious. Um, so we're gonna have the sponsored races in that. There's an entry fee for the Cup Series. It's gonna be $10 per person that wants to enter the Cup Series. We're also gonna take that money and do sponsored races through the other 3 series with that money we'll be getting. Everything that we get from that fee of people buying into the Cup Series is gonna be put right back into the league. We're not keeping a cent. We're putting it right back out there, no matter if it's going to trophies, a sponsored race, whatever the case may be. It's all going to be taken care of and hopefully keep people around so they can continue to enjoy this with us.
Well, I had a creative idea coming out as we're talking. And when you get to the playoffs and you were talking about being mathematically eliminated and people falling off, well, maybe a way to incentivize that is to start those mathematically eliminated drivers and kind of make the playoffs and then make it like an all-star race playoff format for the I mean, it's making more points to keep track of, but then at the end of the season you can take your champion and then you can have your all-star, basically like an all-star for the series, and it gives a new incentive for them to keep racing, which would make playoff racing even more interesting. I don't know, it's just an idea.
See,
Yeah.
I had something similar to that. I was just thinking, why not in like the middle of the season or like, kind of towards the end, everybody put in something, we could all put in $1 or something like that, something
Yeah,
money
no, we
wise, and
could.
have an all-star race,
Mm-hmm.
an actual, like, like the series does, and whoever wins that all-star race gets what everybody has put up.
Mm-hmm. And we will definitely, of course, dive into that stuff in due time. But I don't want to cut anybody off. We are kind of at our point of where we are done. I have 2 questions to go, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Um, I want 2 people to answer the next one, and then 2 people to answer the last one. So the first 2 to speak on the next one, it's all yours. Next question: will we have a new champion in the Cup and ARCA series? for this season? Do you guys see a new one coming out? Whoever.
Yes.
Oh, who beat who? Who beat who?
He got me.
All right, go ahead.
Well, I mean, just with the level playing field coming out, people are going to be making mistakes. Just like I alluded to earlier, it's going to create some wild racing, some wild finishes. You're going to possibly see, especially in the Cup side, probably someone new. In the ARCA side, it depends on who's racing. It depends on if the newer guys are racing the ARCA series more and how many guys from Cup are coming down. But the ARCA series, yes, it still falls under the first class auto, which we've had as the Xfinity series. But for the first ARCA series, it's obviously going to be a new series champ. So excited to see who that inaugural ARCA series champ is.
Mike,
with the truck.
Mike, you were number 2. Let me hear you.
Yeah, definitely. I think the reason we will have a new champion in the Cup Series is because we don't know who everybody who's going to be in it. We don't know how they're going to drive. We don't know how some of us might improve with the new game. So there's a lot of factors into that. The ARCA Series, with it being new, everybody's a new champion, in all honesty. But I would like to add, I don't think every driver from the Cup Series that runs the other series, I feel like the new drivers should be eligible for the championship, not the rest of us. So if you're full time in that series, you should be running for the championship.
So
not part-timers.
I think for the first season, sorry, Josh, but
no, it's
I
okay.
think for the first season, I think everybody, past, future, I think everybody should be eligible for all 4 championships. Now, going forward, granted, I'm not an admin, this is something maybe Josh could take up with them, is down, maybe the season following and all that, do like what actually NASCAR does. Like, if you're going to run for the Cup Championship, that's fine. You can run those Xfinity races and the truck races, but you're not getting any points to where you end up not having the same person winning
field
the
filler.
championship and all the be a field filler. But for the first season, because the new game and all that, and the 2 new classes and all, definitely the first season, everybody's available. Maybe moving forward after that, then maybe break it down to where, okay, before we start the season, hey Josh, what series are you going to be running for a championship in? Cup, okay. Trickle, what series are you going to run the championship in? You know what? I'm going to try the Xfinity series, whatever the case may be. Give them that option before the season, and we'll write that down. And you can't change it once it's locked in. But maybe down the road, maybe doing something that similar that way.
So to quickly touch on that, we have talked about it because we were thinking about doing it for the new game. We decided against it to keep car counts up, and we do feel if you're going to come out and you're able to outperform everybody else, you should be deserving of winning that championship. So as of right now, that's where we're staying for the near future. It might change. I don't know. We might get a crazy amount of people, and we might have to start breaking the series up. Maybe we'll do that in the future. As of right now, though, it's going to be if you can go ahead and sweep all 4 championships, be my guest. But that takes me to the next question. How many drivers do you feel out of the returning drivers have a shot at sweeping all 4 championships?
Off the top of my head, with the class that we have in here,
don't even give me names. Give me an amount. Give me how many people.
Maybe 6.
Okay.
That I feel could possibly come out there and somehow pull that magic feather out their ass and win all 4 championships in one season.
Wolfie, where are you? Let me hear from you.
I'm gonna say 3.
Wow. No.
Yep.
See, I was on the 7. I was thinking between 7 and 8. Wow, 3.
Somebody can probably guess who my 3 are, but that's what I'm going to lean with.
That is very.
Do I think it's going to happen?
No.
I mean, probably not. But if it was to happen, it would be one of those 3 drivers for sure.
Well, leading up to that last season, that last Xfinity season.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to that season, I probably would have went 3, 4 at best.
Mm-hmm.
But after seeing the new guys that came in for that series, how they started the season, and how they ended up so competitive, the A-Cells, the Reb, Trickle, people like that,
Mm-hmm.
It widened the aspect as to, it's, not to name drop, but I don't feel we're going to anymore have the Josh and Samo show anymore. Sorry, Josh. Love you to death, buddy, but I don't think it's going to be the Josh and Samo show anymore.
I honestly rather that change. I really like the
Yeah.
competition level, and I keep talking about season 3 because season 3 to me, I felt like at the time was the most competition level because there was like 9, 10 guys that could win on a everyday basis, but they would always make some type of stupid mistake to cost them to be there at the end. And I mean, the way me and Samo broke it down, we just really cleaned it up. So we might not have the best car, but you're damn straight that we're gonna fucking make sure we get in and out of pit road fucking smooth. But again, that there's times where it's bit us in the ass. Samo could be out there leading by a second and a half, come in, speeding penalty. His race is over. That dude will still drive back to the top 5, but he just can't get up there to get the win because he's so far behind. Yeah, that I don't think we're gonna have that 1-2 punch anymore.
I'll add this in there, Josh, while we're sitting here. I'll say this. Because I'm stoked about this game. Like, seriously, when it comes out, I'm going to hit the ground running with it. I'm going to put the time in. I'm not going to count myself out of it. I'm not surprised. I think I'm going to call it right now. I'm going to surprise a lot of people, and people's going to sleep on me, and that's okay with me. And who knows? Maybe I might get my first championship.
Wolfie, all I can say is New Hampshire. That's all I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say is New Hampshire. you proved everybody wrong that night.
I know.
Shiesty's in the chat. He said 0, plain and simple, and I'm gonna have to agree with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Shiesty on that 0 because, like he said in his comment, not one person is going to come here and week in and week out for every series and have put in that much work.
And that's
you just
a
can't
lot.
Do it. Not if you're an adult and have a life you have to take care of.
That's
you're
true.
Not going to be week in and week out.
I mean, Shasti makes a really good point there because that's a lot.
Who said we were adults?
Well, sometimes we have to be an adult at times.
Yeah,
but
Shasti made a really good point there.
Hey, I'm adult between 5 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. Okay.
Exactly.
Let alone the competition level. There's just you have 4 series and 4 daunting gauntlets of schedules we just looked through. It is going to be near impossible that you're not going to have something go wrong in one of those races that are going to knock you out of that final 4. Like I can't see it.
Yeah, I'll say this in closing, Josh, is the competition level and the competitiveness in this group is awesome, and I'm very proud to be a part of it. I enjoy it. I'm very thankful for the work that all y'all put in for all this, for us to be able to compete at a high level, and the camaraderie that we have with each other. There's no other group like this one out there. And if anybody's listening to this right now and you don't have a racing group to be with, this is the one that you need to be with. It's top notch. Hell of everybody that you race with, they're awesome guys, and I'm very glad that I get to race with y'all.
I appreciate that. It takes a lot, between running everything to pre-planning everything to staying on top of things. You don't get a dull moment, and it's a second job. It is a second job. I mean, just like I said today I probably put 10 or 12 hours into this fucking thing to make sure it was gonna run nice and smooth, and make sure stuff was ready to rock. So I do appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I'll be at work and all of a sudden my phone dings and I look down and it's Josh. So, how do you feel about this for this week's episode? And what do you want to talk about? It's like, dude, I'm at fucking work. Can I get back with you whenever I get off of work?
I wake up and look at my phone. And he's like, "Hey, this is our next TikTok video. Can you put it together?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "I just woke up, Josh."
This
I'll
morning,
second that too. As a combat veteran who misses camaraderie and misses the brotherhood coming into this. I mean, it was between this league and I was actually slotted for another league, and I had shared the story with you before.
mhm.
The first day I got into their chat room, people were just bickering and fighting amongst each other, and I was like, that is not the culture I want to be a part of. I came in here and I had the Rowdies, the Joshes, the Speedies. Hey, roll this corner. Hey, do this. Hey, do that. Yeah, on track. Can it get a little heated? Yeah. Josh can dump me at Bristol. And at the end of the day, we're laughing and joking about it, right? Like,
Yeah.
but it is truly a brotherhood, and it honestly has done so much for my mental well-being. And I will say thank you, because this is one heck of a group, and anybody that is listening, this is the place to be.
Oh,
Yeah.
relax. I wish I flipped you at Bristol.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've been affiliated with this, you know, league ever since season one, and I've seen
One of
it.
the few, Neb.
People.
You are one of
Yeah,
the few that are still here.
I've seen people on race night about ready to strangle another driver, and they'll come into chats afterwards like, what the hell, Mike? What the fuck was that all about? But then the next day, it's like, so Mike, you gonna practice today? You want to
Right.
get on and run some laps? Yeah. So it's like they go to sleep, they wake up, and
Yeah, it's
it's
just
on to the next race.
it's the competitor in us, but we all
Yeah,
have
It
it.
is.
That's all it is. And
I've had run-ins.
at the end of the day, it's a video game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what we do together, as far as what like Trick was saying, the camaraderie and stuff, man, that's next level stuff that you don't get everywhere you go. So
Well, I
I've had
appreciate it,
run-ins.
guys.
I've had run-ins with just rib ACL, but still they come into the party. It 24-hour thing. Let it go. We're here to have fun.
hmm Well, I don't want to cut anybody off. We would take questions, but we ran long. So let me jump back into our credits. I think, third Daytona Racing League. If it wasn't what it is today, we wouldn't be able to do stuff like this. Ideas wouldn't be able to get thrown out like they do. And I'm really appreciative of what it has been built up to be. So that's due to all you guys, all the drivers. We got 20 some people still in there. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. Um, again, Shicey's not here, but Nep and Shicey, they both come in swinging for the fences with all the information they gather throughout the week. I really appreciate them, and they are huge to being successful on this side of stuff. Um, I'm not even gonna go into myself. Again, Shiesty and Nep, you two really provide a big spark into this. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this still. And oh, look at that. I see an updated credit. Graphic designers. Myself, Chad Weatherington, and Shiesty. Again, Devin Bradley. Again, I will say, I say it every week. Chad really brought in a whole different outlook on stuff. I'd never messed with the AI stuff before. I never thought of that. I always tried to crop shit together, and sometimes it came out looking half-assed. And I was like, you know what? We're just gonna roll with it. Or I sit there and fuck with it for 2 hours, see what happens. He brought a whole different side with this AI stuff, and it really brings more life to this league. So I will always be respectful and thankful for that. again, thank you very much.
You forgot me in the TikTok side of things.
Mike, if you don't shut up. Special guest, thank you. Thank you, Speedy. Jimbo Lake, thank you for showing up for your second episode. Wolfie, Dale Wolf, thank you so damn much for showing up. I appreciate you. Big Mike, Michael Winters. He runs our TikTok page for the second time in this episode. He runs our TikTok page and he helps out with that, and I do appreciate it. And again, with Chad, I always appreciate everything that you do and show us. I don't know if Cowboy Watson's still here, but Justin Watson, thank you for showing up. I really appreciate you guys being here.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
And all that note, boys and girls, we are done with tonight's show. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week.
Robin's Racing.